Don't need explaining. I know that in the morning now it's gonna be alright. I keep going, baby.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is gonna be a first impression on the new Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I haven't tried the original Fit Me foundation, but I thought matte and poreless, I'm all for that, so I wanted to try it. My color is 238 Rich Tan, and I think it's a perfect match for me right now. It has some claims in the back. It's nothing outrageous or nothing that it promises that it's gonna make you look flawless or anything like that, but I will read them to you so you can see what I'm expecting from this foundation by the end of the day, and why, you know, I'm gonna see if these claims are true after I use it for the entire day. So the first thing that it says is mattifies and refines pores. It matches natural tone and natural seamless finish. So basically it's saying that this is gonna look somewhat natural because it's gonna match your skin tone and it's gonna be a natural finish. It also says that it will help you minimize the appearance of pores, or at least that's what I get from refine your pores, and also that it mattifies. So this is supposed to be good for normal to oily skin. I have more of a normal skin right now, so I will put it to the test for the entire day. I will show you how I apply it, my first impression applying this foundation, the middle of the day, how it looks, and then at the end of the day I will tell you if the claims that this foundation has lived up to it or not in my first impression. So now I'm gonna start to apply this. My color is color 238 Rich Tan. I think it's a pretty good match looking it through the glass, so we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna apply it to the right part of my face so we can compare the coverage. So now I apply it to the back of my hand, and with my Sigma F88 I'm gonna apply it to the right side of my face. I think it's a pretty good match. I feel like this foundation sets pretty quickly, which I like. Now I apply to the right side of my face, and as you can see it has pretty good coverage. I hope you can see it because I can't see it on the little screen that I have in front of me in my computer, but I think it has really good coverage. I did apply a little bit on my eye because I want you to see if you have darkness in other, you know, places of your face, like if you have discoloration or something, you know how well this covers. I have pretty bad dark circles, and as you can see it covers not completely, but it looks pretty good. I like the finish so far. I've heard people saying that this is a dewy finish. I don't think so. It looks pretty matte to me. Like, it could be better, I think, with a primer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply primer to the other side of my face, and I'm gonna apply the foundation on top of that and see if that makes a difference. I can see that since this foundation sets pretty quickly, I can see setting on top of my pores, the bigger ones in this area, but I still need to try it with the primer on the other side, and then I'll tell you if this is the foundation or if it actually needs a primer to kind of make that poreless statement that claims. Now I'm gonna apply Baby Skin by Maybelline, and I wanna make sure that I kind of work on my bigger pores right here, so I can see if this foundation actually needs a primer, because on this side I can see that it kind of sunk into my pores, but I guess we'll see, because I'm gonna apply the primer all over, you know, this half side of my face, but I'm gonna try to kind of push the product in wherever I have big pores and see if that makes a difference. So now I applied to both sides of my face, and yeah, it does need a primer. I don't think that this foundation by itself will work for me anyways, because I feel like it sunk into all my pores and it emphasized them even more, so that's something that I don't really look forward to. And so I think that it definitely needs a primer. I think that on this side where I apply the primer, it kind of blurs my pores and I can't really see them. On this side, I know, I mean, I can see every single pore on this other side. So One thing from the get-go, you probably need a primer, and I don't have too much of a texture problem with my skin, but I can see this being a problem for a lot of people with large pores or with some kind of I don't know, problems with the skin, acne and all that stuff that you don't really want your foundation to emphasize. Hello, I'm back and it's 2:10 in the afternoon. It's been about 4 hours, almost 4 hours, and I can see some things that I like and some things that I don't like. So I'm gonna tell you first what I like. I feel like it's pretty much matte, and the rest, you know, in some parts of my face, that's a good thing. It looks pretty much the same as it did when I first applied this foundation. I didn't apply powder or anything. The only thing that I did apply was some blush and some bronzer. And I can tell you right now, I can see a difference from the side that I have a primer and the one that I don't. The one that I have a primer, everything looks very well blended. I don't think the camera is gonna pick it up though, but I can see it very well blended and natural. So that's why I don't think the camera is gonna pick it up. But on this other side, you probably can see the blush, but it's darker on this side and it's patchy, as well as my bronzer. I was doing that so maybe you could see. In this one, it's more blended and natural. So one thing to keep in mind if you want to use this foundation, I think that it's a must to have some kind of primer. The Baby Skin, it's not the most amazing primer, but I can see how, you know, creates that barrier and it makes everything blend, and by the time that your natural oils start to come out of your face, I feel like when you don't have a primer, it kind of makes things look blotchy. And whenever I have primer on this other side, I can see how it keeps everything looking pretty much the same way. Another thing is I can see some oils coming through my nose. I don't think it's gonna pick it up the camera because it's very subtle, but if I look myself in the mirror, this is very shiny and this area right here is very shiny. So if you have oily skin, I don't know, it probably will show more oil than it would on me because I have normal skin. So I can totally tell you that so far it didn't keep me matte for 4 hours having normal skin, and that it does need a primer. So I won't touch up and I won't do anything to my makeup. I won't reapply blush or blend or anything else. I will keep my makeup looking like this, well, hopefully like this until the end of the day, and then you can see how it looks by maybe the 8-hour mark. So hopefully at the end of the day you can see how it looks and see if it really, you know, lives up to the standards or lives up to whatever the claims are from the company. So now it's let me see, 6:48. I have no lipstick. I am ready to take off all my makeup, and I wanted to check in one more time. Once again, the same thing it's going on. I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but this side I have more blush and it's blotchy, very blotchy all over the place. This one, it's blended and it's nice. Can you tell the difference? That's the difference that the primer makes with the foundation. I want to go through what it claims and tell you what I think about it. Basically, the first thing that it says is that it mattifies and refines the pores. I don't think this mattifies me. I had some oils coming through my T-zone 4 hours after. Right now, I have all this area. You probably can tell because of the glare, but all this area, it's all oily. This right here, it's very oily on the sides of my nose, almost touching my eye. The tip of my nose is really, really oily, and this part, it's just disgustingly oily. So this doesn't keep me matte at all, and I have normal skin, so I don't think this will work for somebody with an oily skin. I can't assure you that, but you know, in my experience, having normal skin and having all this oil in my face, it kind of, you know, not good. Then the pore refining thing, I mean, I need a primer. You can tell not only by my blush how much longer lasted the foundation on this area, but also this area right here. My pores are still kind of I don't know, not noticeable as much as on this side. So once again, I mean, matte, no. Poreless, no. I feel like you know, with those two things, I'm not 100% with the claims. And then it also says that matches natural tone. That is one thing that I do like about this foundation. It has an amazing yellow undertone selection that you can't really find in other foundations. Like, I like this one, which is the Superstay by Maybelline, but you can see this one, it's kind of orangey or pinky compared to this one, and it's pretty much the same you know, shade that I need for my face, because obviously I use this color, but it has different undertones. So I wish they would do, you know, more yellow undertones in the Superstay. But as far as the matching the natural tone, that's 100% true. And if you have a medium tone, medium skin tone, and you're looking for a yellow base foundation, this has an amazing range, and I think you can find your perfect match. And then it says that it's a natural finish, and that is a natural finish. I don't know, naturally dewy finish. I mean, when I first applied it, it was matte, and now all my oils are coming through my T-zone. So I don't know, it might be that's what they're referring to as far as natural finish. I am not sure. My final thoughts on this foundation: I wouldn't go out of my way to purchase it. I will continue to use it, but I'm not impressed by it because, once again, I have normal skin and I can see oiliness coming out of my face, which I've been using other foundations and I haven't noticed any of this oiliness in my face lately. So I don't know if it's something in it that makes me oily. I don't know, could be, or maybe it's too moisturizing even though it's a matte finish at the beginning. I don't know either, but I don't see the point. I mean, I can use a primer underneath and make everything last longer and blend it instead of this blotchy and disgustingly looking side. But it promised me that it was gonna kind of help me with my pores, and honestly, I can see them even bigger on this side. So I'm not a fan of this foundation. I've heard amazing reviews on it, but to be honest with you, this is not a long-lasting foundation that it will work for me. It might work for you, but for me, when I look into a foundation, this is not it. So I'll probably use it 2 more days and decide if I'm gonna keep it or not. I don't like it enough to go out of my way and return it, or maybe exchange it for something different from the line. I don't know, I'm not impressed, and I don't know, I don't get the hype about this foundation. Honestly, I'm just being honest, I don't see it. I don't see the pore thing, I don't see the matte thing, I just don't see how this foundation is so amazing for oily skin people. But anyways, that's my first impression on this foundation. Stay tuned because I'm doing another one for a concealer for Maybelline that will be coming up soon. So if you want to continue to see some first impressions on my channel, then just remember to subscribe. And also, if this first impression was helpful at all, so you could see, you know, how it wears from the morning till the night, remember to thumbs up so I know you enjoyed it or it was helpful. So anyways, thank you for watching this video until the end, and I will see you in my next one. Mwah.